I'm not a soldier.
Of course you're not. You're a weapon.
Very early on, Prime Focus were approached about getting involved on Asia Tomorrow for Warner Brothers, and Doug Lyman came here to the studio and we showed him some examples of work we'd done, which tried to put together some stuff which I thought would be relevant. I read the script at that point. It was good to show him a representation of our work, outdoors, indoors, visual effects, etc.
The creative team for Warner Brothers on Edge of Tomorrow was Chris Parks and his team, which we sort of worked really successfully with on Gravity, and as Gravity achieved the success it did in the 3D world, it seemed like a really good fit to put those two teams back together again.
For Doug Lyman, as a director, it's all about looking real. That's his key line basically for, I think probably for him as a director anyway, but for us on Asia Tomorrow, he doesn't want 3D which is going to distract from what you're seeing. The 3D needs to have an impact. For him it's very much being part of the package of this film, along with the action, the visual effects, everything.
Through the pipelines that we developed for Gravity, where we're using, rather than sort of every artist sculpt a face, we've introduced using really sophisticated head geometry, so that in terms of Tom's features or anybody's features, once those are established and signed off, then we have consistency through the process. So it was really great to show Tom that how good he was going to look in stereo, and once that look was signed off as well, then by using our unique and almost proprietary technology for doing this as well, we're able to offer a consistency throughout the process.
We did over 900 shots of Tom with HEO. I mean, it's only the ones where he's quite far away where it's not necessary to do that. When I was in the DI with Chris Parks, we actually both looked at each other when we saw one shot of Tom, because it stands out as being a fantastic shot of Tom in stereo.
So we received cyber scans from the production of Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt's heads, and we rigged those models to track into each of the close-up and mid-shots of the characters. Going from, say, the 30 or so that we did on Gravity to 900 on Edge of Tomorrow is quite a big step for us.
What we've been able to do in the background, if you like, on Edge of Tomorrow is start advancing the use of LiDAR and environments for certain environments, and that can be because they're quite geometrical environments, or there's lots of those shots in that room. And we've been looking at how we approach that, and we do get LiDAR for some scenes, not all scenes, but equally with the way Nuke is these days in the UK, it's fairly easy to track and build a simple model yourself in there. So we did that on quite a few shots on Edge of Tomorrow.
For the hologram shots, we first of all did a stereo layout, at the same time Invisible working on their mono VFX final.
Previously, with Frames on Gravity, we'd created stereo cameras, pass it back to them, and they render stereo VFX. But the approach on this was slightly different, because Invisible, for delivery reasons and just the amount of shots they had going on the movie, what worked best for them was to provide them with a camera, they render a right eye, and then for them pass it back to us, and we finish compositing in the stereo VFX in the shot. We've had to slightly change our team here in London from just being conversion artists. We've got a full elements team breaking out the elements from visual effects. We've got an effects and particle team who are adding to shots, whether it's rain, debris, dust. On the beach there's lots of explosions, so we had sand falling in from out of frame, sort of raining in, that kind of feel.
Water splashes and some javelin missiles, just to fill up some mid-ground space to make it more interesting for 3D. On the shot with Tom falling out the plane, we added some extra particles of debris, so when the camera looks up at the plane that's burning above you, you can see these particles falling towards you.
Parts of the barn and the helicopter exploding towards camera, the car coming through a brick wall. Because these aren't necessarily gimmicky moments, but they're just adding to the feeling of the 3D. And things like that are quite difficult to get exactly right or looking right in just conversion alone. So I think our process is really evolved from just being a sort of UD conversion pipeline a few years ago to now incorporating elements and geometry being a key part of it, and we're also having the particle and sort of teams and effects teams contributing to the way the shot looks in stereo, and I think that's making us be able to deliver higher quality, better looking stereo than anybody else at the moment.
Hello, Valerie here with a cool movie fact. Josh Hutcherson read the entire Hunger Games trilogy in 5 days to prepare for his role as Peeta. For this and more movie facts, click on more videos. See you!